Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Saturday star channeling. I'm so excited to bring the Arcturian Council through to you to offer a message for right now. Oh, it is always a joy to be here with you, dear ones. We are the Arcturian Council. Thank you for meeting with us today. Your body is in the process of a rewrite. Have you noticed it? Have you seen it? Have you felt it? We wonder. We wonder because for us, observing it is quite interesting to see if you'll see what is actually occurring. A few weeks back, a few months back, through the eclipses, we shared with you that a switch was being flicked, that a rewrite was occurring. Through the eclipses, we spoke of this. We spoke of the electrical system within your body, your nervous system. We spoke of all of these things. We spoke of your spinal column. We spoke of the memories, the waters within you. We spoke of what you deny, you create. We spoke of all these things. We shared with you that what you deny, you create, because at all points in time, there are various versions of you and of your mind moving through you. The conscious mind which you have, it only accounts really to about 3 or 4% of all of who you are, which is tiny really, and from that mind creates the matter. Isn't it interesting that in the human body and in the animal body, but in the human body especially, those knots, those aches, those pains, if your soul wasn't connected, if the body was not breathing, you would not have those knots. Everything would relax because it is the nervous system, the mind, the electrical system, which creates the knots, the tensions, the pains that you may feel. Some call these Ascension symptoms. Let us redefine what these are. And we say to you, have you noticed your DNA is shifting? Because it is in the nervous system that occurs. It is in the electrical system, the memory, the DNA within each of your cells. The DNA in each of your cells. Because when you are born, while the body is growing, you are grown from the blood of your mother, the life force energy, the sacred seed of man, and the blood of woman, the sacred blood of woman, form the body which you will inhabit when you take that first breath. And that silver cord attaches. But before then, the body is still alive because you can hear the heartbeat, you can see it. It has memory already, memory that is formed from the electrical data from your parents, from the waters of your parents, because within the form, within your form, there is electricity, masculine energy, and there is the water, the feminine energy, inspiring and rooting itself and flowing around. Now, when you are in your human form, the ideal scenario is that you create yourself into a channel as clear as you can by releasing the stagnant emotions, the old emotions that haven't processed, that haven't grounded, that haven't completed their cycle. Because what is really interesting about what everyone is experiencing, a lot of it is still looking outwards, outwards, outwards. We don't want you to forget the power that is inwards, inwards, inwards. We do not want you to forget the power which you have, which you are. Because the nervous system only struggles, only feels like it's tight, only feels like it's wobbling when there is too much water, muddied water, old stagnant water around the electrical system. You short circuit. What if you were to get a phone? You have phones and devices. If you were to get a phone and drop it in a big bowl of water, it'd spark. It would not work. The circuit board would cut itself off. That is what is happening with your nervous system. Because did you know you had a super sun We call it that, we like that name, but really what it is that the sun, your sun, was closer to your earth just a few days ago than it has been for a long while. When you have that with your moon, you call it a super moon, when it is tangibly closer. Well, the sun was tangibly closer. And when the sun gets closer, it is an intensification of electricity and inspiration of the higher light codes. And those light codes, they go in to your form and they permeate your electrical system, your nervous system. And so it's illuminated with more light and more power, more volts running through you. But yet you humans do forget to ground. So be sure to ground. Because what often happens, and we want to just add this in here, you can only receive what you are when it comes to the outside of you in people. And we're going to link this in just for a moment to make it very clear. Because when you have more of that light coming in from the sun, you've called that in. You've called that in, you've welcomed that in. Your superconscious self, that part of your mind, that superconscious mind has called that in because you're ready for it. You've been asking for it. You've been asking for that advancement, that expansion, that ascension. And for that ascension to happen, you receive the electricity, you receive the light codes, you receive the sound, the vibrations, you receive it. But what then happens when there is more electricity running through, the bigger the spark, when there is too much water around that circuit? Now, the water often is unseen. You can't see through water that is not clear, it's unseen. And because there are multiple levels of your mind, and your conscious mind, meaning all which you think and are aware that you think, and all that you speak, and all that you're aware that you speak is the conscious mind. The subconscious often is where the murky waters lie. And so we tell you this not to say, oh goodness, how do we even clear those murky waters? No. We simply say, if you're feeling the frazzle of all the extra light that came in, and if you're going, wow, my body is aching, wow, I feel out of sorts, wow, I feel like I need rest, recuperation, well, take it for yourself, create it for yourself, because you cannot continue to run electricity through water, a shorted circuit board, because the water is a conductor of all that, and then it doesn't ground, it sparks out everywhere. So we say to you, the switch that was flicked at the end of last year in the solstices, in the eclipses, will give the human time to catch up. The switch that was flicked in the eclipses started at the root of your spine and they rose up. And the spine is that electrical lightning rod, and it's illuminated up and it connected with your sun. So a few days ago, when you had your super sun, as we like to call it, you received so much more light than ever before. And when you receive so much more light than ever before, paired with a wonderful Cancer moon, which you're still in right now, are you enjoying it? This energy wishes to release and to ground and to complete its story. The stagnant waters have been there, just wish to flow. Have you noticed the waters of your land right now? As within, so without, collectively, representatively, elementally, showing you when the waters have run down the roads from the sky. Release the waters within you. Let them be heard, let them speak, let the subconscious rise to conscious, because when that happens, that is alchemy. But your DNA is getting rewritten with this extra light. And so anything that is in its way, anything that is muddying up the clarity of that must be heard to release. Emotions are never a bad thing, they will never hurt, they just need to release. They just need to release. So when we say you only receive that which you are, is that from another being, from another person? You all act as mirrors. You're made up of the water is the mirror. And so, if you feel like you're being drained, if you feel like you're being drank from There is a rebalancing wishing to occur here of electricity and water, is all. For you can only see what you are in that moment. Just like with your human past, you can only see the past which you create through your vibration right now. And that is how that past continually changes. That is how timeline healing occurs. We wish to just say to you really once and for all that this is a time of great rejoicing. So much is entering to support you. We are all here, collectively and individually. We are here to support you. But we also wish you to remember the joy which you are, the empowerment which you are. You have full control. You have full control over what you create until you give it away by saying, they, this person, anyone else outside of you, which may be something that comes up right now. And if it does, allow it, give yourself grace. Because the contract that you have with each and every one of you is to act as mirrors for one another. Because that is something that you chose when you chose to be here. And that is a beautiful thing. To see your own shadows dance from within others and your own lights and your own joys. So that no one inevitably, ultimately, gets left behind anywhere. Because you are a collective. Even with your beautiful individual personification of self, you are still a collective, which is part of a bigger collective, part of a bigger collective. Your DNA is being upgraded. Feel it, be with it, let the waters within and around clarify themselves. But keep the gaze inwards, not without, and you will find it a much smoother process, a much more gentler, graceful experience to start your year. Never depleted, always fulfilled, always saturated with the light of source, the light of who you truly are. Once the murky waters release anyway. We love you so much, so very much. Bye for now.